Good morning, good evening. How's if I put the petrol on? One bowl fill up. Whatever time of the day it is for you, for me it's about, I think it's about 4 or 5 o'clock. Again, I don't have a clock on this bike, I don't even have my quad lock on it. I need to just back brake, and that's something I'll get into in a minute. So you join me in Colville. I've not been here in a while, and you join me on the Hartford. I know the last video I made was I haven't edited yet, but it was on the Hartford, so you've got 2 Hartford videos. Just to prove I still have it. And I've just thought whilst I'm out, and on my way home, because I've just come back from my granddad's, I've just done some modifications. I thought I'd give a bit of a fleet update. Because there's been some developments. I know there's no new bike. So, we'll start with a Honda. All going brilliantly. Just got back from Yarmouth for the weekend. And yeah, all going brilliantly, no faults on it. Although it is booked in at Sutton's for a service on Wednesday. Today's Wednesday, so next week. Purely because it's slightly overdue. It's about 4,000 miles overdue. But I've had it since December the 1st, and I've done 10,000 miles nearly on it. In fact, it'll be probably, it's more, because when I brought it, it was at 23,000 and something. It's just coming up to 34, so yeah, that's going to be 10,000 miles. 7 months. God, I wonder what the miles is going to be for the year. Going into the winter, not a lot I'd imagine. So the Hartford, what's that got? Well, as you can tell from the video, the ignition barrel's staying in place, it's not dropping through again. I've done that today. What else have we fixed today? We've also fixed the rear brake, because it was, you were applying the pressure and it was activating the brake, but the return spring had jumped off, so I had no return spring. I just happened to move it manually with my foot. And so we've done that. The rear light, I over-tightened the nut, over-tightened the screw, sorry, and it broke part of the lens cover in the corner, and it meant that I had to tape it up a bit on one side, put a bit of tape on one side. So we sorted that, because we had everything, we just used filler essentially. And I had a problem with my rear left indicator. It was having a dodgy connection, so we've sorted that connection out as well. And then we've done a major thing and that's removed the top box and rack, which meant relocating the indicators back to their original holes. But I was hoping to put the luggage rack on that was on the other Hartford, which is the spares bike, which was my cousin's, which, if you don't know the story, this bike was brought for spares for that bike. But he's done it up the other way around. So, but we took it off when we stripped the other bike, and we can't find it. So this bike originally comes with just a little grab rail. So, since that's the only thing I can find, that is what I put on. But we'll just go into the car park. Well, we've been into this spot many a time before. Switch it off. We'll put it there. Keeping going, I don't have to lift my seat so far. So that's it. The indicators used to sit about here, and then the rack used to bolt there, and they used to put a rod through there. But now we've moved this back, so this is all now pretty much standard again. Obviously, I've still got the lower down bars from when I dropped it, but the front brake light switch go, so I took it off. I've got one to need to put it on. So yeah, as I say, the little rack would I'll put a picture on from them both side by side, a really old picture. It was basically this with a bit of weld on it. It used to come up to about there, but it just made that light look smaller. But now it does look like a tiny bike, and in fact I do like it. So there might be some plans to I'm not going to do a restore. I don't want to restore it, because just chrome's not my thing, so I might dechrome it and black it, or I might, if I chrome it, I will clear coat over it, I think, just to bring. But yeah, I might do a tidy up on it. There's a few little odd spots, just little bits of rust. But I say it's done. Did me just under 3 years all year round, so it's not done bad. As a bike, it's performed very well. I can't really fault it. So yeah, that's a fleet update. So I'm going to go now. I'm going to go Bradley now. I might go home and do a bike change. I've got to go past home. It's only Bradley, so it's not probably going to make no difference. But yeah, the donkey, the donkey's back. I've got to say, I've got the rear brake, front brake light switch to put on. I could do with knocking the idle down. So I had to use a different manifold for the carb, and we took the choke cable off, but when we set the idle up again, we set it when the bike was cold, not hot. So when you start it up, you don't need to put choke on, but you do need to, when it's like now, it's like it has got choke on. So I do need to adjust that. And then I would say tighten the rear brake back up a bit, because I thought it was something that it wasn't. and just tighten the chain up because it's quite loose. So all the little jobs I can do without any spares, because all my spares are my granddad's, because I have a third bike, as I just quickly mentioned, and I'll have already put a picture of it, of these two side by side. I can assure you though, it doesn't look like it does in that picture. I've got an old person in front. Yeah, it doesn't look like it does in that picture, I'll be honest. So I think now it just consists of having it has a front wheel, handlebars, some forks, which actually the forks off this, after I dropped it, we thought I'd bent them. So we just swap these over. On the chances and the possibility of two sets of forks being bent, it has got nicer bottoms, so I could rebuild it. Any engine's in the recycling bin, not to be recycled, just out of the way. So yeah, that's it. So the donkey's back, the Honda's due for a service. I am following an old person. I'm going to go and grab some fuel and go on the proper back way back, and then I'm going to head to Fradley on this, because we haven't done that in a while. I think today's been a whole lot of blasting from the past in. So I might as well go for a blast from the past to Fradley as well. So from me and the donkey, that's all for now. Take care, ride safe, and I'll see you in the next one.